Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here, and we're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. Aaron is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. I'm Vincent Finelli, and if you would like to listen on your phone, here's the listen line number: 605-477-3249. 605-477-3249. And if you'd like to call us, we'll pay for the call. Different number: 866-582-9933. Captain John Ragan's with us. Welcome, Captain John Ragan.
Good morning, Vincent.
John, we had so much fun this weekend. We went to a preparedness expo in Kansas City, so it was only 3.5 hours from the farm. And Matt Stein was there, and Ricky Rocket was there, and Richard Allen Miller. Mike Parsons was there. Stormin' Norman Cantwell was there. And so we presented seminars, and Matt Stein and Rick Miller and I all were in the same seminar room. And it was so much fun. I had the best heckler I have ever had. It was a real highlight of the event for me. This guy was in the back of the room, and there are probably 100 and maybe 50 seats there. And this guy was yelling about the debt and gold, and he just wouldn't stop. And finally, I said, I thought I liked you. And then I said, I can't guarantee your safety, because the whole room started erupting, and there were guys, near the front of the room who were yelling back at this guy, and it was unbelievable how this guy tried to take over, and the seminar class didn't want to hear him. They did not. They said, "Hey, we don't want to hear you. Get out of here." And so finally, I decided that it's like we're like seconds away from the cops coming, and so I asked him to leave, and reluctantly, this guy reluctantly left, but it was so much fun. So I went to the management at RK Prepper shows, and I said, "Hey, have you gotten any complaints about me?" And they said, "No." So I kind of thought you would have gotten a complaint at least, from that seminar. And they said, "Well, we were there and we saw it, and it was, it was kind of neat, but no complaints yet." So that was the RK Prepper show, and we missed Joey. Joey from Michigan wanted to come, and he couldn't because he had an axle problem, and it was Joey's turn to sleep with Rick. So so we missed Joey. Jeez, it was an absolute blast. I want to tell you a quick story, John. On the way back, Mike Parsons and I were in the truck, and Mike Parsons and his wife like Subway sandwiches. So he was kind of hinting around at stopping at a Subway. So it was really dark. We decided we'd get a Subway sandwich and split one. So we got the large size and we split it. And I said to Mike, I want to see you order the sub, because what he does is he wants everything on it, because you get a better value if you get everything on it than if you just say, may I have a large with everything on it on this kind of bread. I mean, you could say it that way, but no, that's not what he does. He has to think about the bread, and then he orders a Black Forest ham, and then he selects the toppings one by one by one until he gets every topping on there. So, is that spinach? May I have some spinach, please? And lettuce? That would be good too. And we had to decide among the cheeses. There's several choices, and the Heather made the sub for us, and she was trying to explain the difference between Swiss cheese and provolone. It's like they're the same, except Swiss has holes, but they're different. But they're the same. But they taste different, but they're the same. And Swiss has holes. And so it was really hysterical. Now, the sub sandwiches are supposed to be made in 2 minutes or less. That's a requirement. And they have the same number of slices of meat, same number of slices of tomato. So it's standard. I mean, it's a standardized sub. But if you ask for each topping individually, you get a bigger sub. And so we set the record. 6 minutes, 21 seconds. And she said that she normally can make a large with all the toppings ready to go in less than a minute. But for us, 6 minutes, 21 seconds. And I have a feeling that she was afraid she was going to get fired because it took so long for us to figure out exactly how all this works. Just wanted to share that with you. And so if you want to buy a sub and you want the maximum value, you just ask for each topping separately, and you don't make your decision until that topping has been put on. And so that's how we did it. Every single topping, multiple dressings, and it was a really great sub. And Heather was so polite. She said she's going to remember us. So what's new with you, John Ragan?
Oh, talk about a slow news week. Gee.
Yeah. It looks slow. Man.
They say that they're calling what's happening in South Carolina a once in a 1,000-year event.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the photos out of there. It's going to take a lot of time to clean up that.
So we had geoengineering 1,000 years ago, the last time we did it?
There was probably a mass shooting, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I said, just want to share a couple of quick things. I was thinking, as you said that, I was thinking about, this RK Prepper show and gun show. And I asked each one of my seminars, I did 2 of them. And by the way, Matt and I are in a race to see whose seminar overruns the longest. And we're pretty close to tie. But I said in my seminar class, how many of you have cell phones? Like everybody except one guy. I said, wow, it's just 2 of us. That's a record, because normally it's just everybody has one except me. And so now there's 2 of us. And then there was a guy who, I was talking about the dangers of cell phone radiation. He had this application. I hadn't seen it before, but it runs on a smartphone, and it measures electromagnetic radiation. And I talked about the cumulative effect and the additive effect of electromagnetic radiation, like all these cell phones in the same room at the same time. And he brought up this application, had a warning because of the massive amount of electromagnetic radiation in that room. This is like a conference center seminar room, but everybody except one guy, and of course me, had cell phones. So just two of us did not. And it came up on this guy's screen. It looked like a warning from netc.com, radiation warning, that kind of a thing. An extreme amount of electromagnetic radiation in that room. Well, we had a wireless computer and all those cell phones, going off. That was a concern. So I'd like to know if any of you have seen this application for your cell phone about electromagnetic radiation detection and warning. If you wouldn't mind calling in and letting us know what your experience with that is. And that's 866-582-9933. So that was one thing. And the other thing was, I said, how many of you are armed? Let me ask that a different way. How many of you are armed? Do you know nobody was armed? Well, not nobody, but nobody in the audience was armed at that event. So I think there were maybe 3 people who were armed at that event, and 2 of them were the cops. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? People follow rules. They absolutely follow rules. Evidently, there was a sign somewhere that said no firearms. You couldn't bring them in. I didn't see that, but evidently there was a sign that said that. So the question is, why do so many people follow rules? And I asked the question, so what happens when you go to the Chinese factory outlet and they say ID for your credit card? And one woman said, I'll just give my driver's license. My response is, how about saying no? Oh. So then they learned that they can say no, and we did, maybe 15 minutes on saying no, and different ways of saying no. Being polite rather than just no. You can be polite about it. You can be, ask for help in understanding, the whole process. And of course, that backs up the line at the register, which is a good thing, because their policy is causing the backup of the line and customers to get angry. So maybe they shouldn't ask for ID all the time. So where do you want to start, John?
Maybe you could just tell them it's a bunch of Fosbenorb.
You know what? I think we're going into a break. Yeah, we are. Hey, when we come back, speaking of that, so did you hear Thursday's broadcast?
Yes, I did.
You want to? Okay. I couldn't hear it all. Well, maybe I could. Would you give us your reaction? And we're talking about Adam Fortunate Eagle. And he was on with us on Thursday. What happened? What happened from your perspective with Adam Fortunate Eagle? How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
My name is Bill Bonner, and I'm the president of the largest private news and research network in the world. And I paid for this airtime because I have an important message to the American people. There's a change coming that the government isn't telling you about. This change has deep implications for life in America, from where you shop to the doctors you visit and the family you want to protect. Look, I've made predictions like this before. Thing is, I was right then too. A few years ago, I warned that housing prices would collapse. They did. Before that, I warned that .com companies would crash. They did. Those who listened had a chance to save themselves. But this has nothing to do with the stock market. This will affect us all.
You can watch the video for free right now by going to $downfall.com. Again, that's $downfall.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Hi, this is Sophie Winnick, longtime distributor and user of longevity products. In the last few years, my family went through a crisis. Everything else in my life, including my business, had to be put on the back burner. Thankfully, life is getting back to normal now. But the one thing I never had to worry about was my business and my monthly commission. I've been a distributor for longevity for over 17 years, since before it was longevity. And I've got to say, the most amazing thing about this company is the people. While my family was in crisis, other distributors stepped in and helped my customers, simply because that's what longevity people do, even for people they don't know. For me, it has never been about getting rich. It was about a product I could stand behind, a company I could count on, and a monthly commission check that has never, not once, been late in 17 years. Longevity is truly a business for everyone, even people who have too much to do. I'm Sophie Winnick. I'm just like you. I have a real life, real ups and downs, but I know I will always have longevity.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Captain John Ragan's with us, and we're going to be talking about finance and economics in just a minute or so. So, John, what happened? What did you hear with when we're on with Adam Fortunate Eagle?
It's one thing I haven't yet experienced as being a guest host for you is when a guest starts onto one of those 7 words you can't say on radio.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't all that bad, but he said it. And then he said it again. And then I said, "You can't say that." And he said, "What? You can't say?" And he said it again. Oh man. That was if you wanted to see Vinny stutter, that was a great way to do it. Okay, so what's next?
For me, I use Fosbenorb, and just so everybody knows how that's spelled, it's Fosbenorbb, and put that in the search engine, you get one result, and that's that's on my website. And that's fertilizer obtained from the southbound end of a northbound bull. Because I deal with that a lot with what comes out of the government.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with clearing the air. And
okay.
I've added a few links since, including the ones from last week that we didn't get to on that. So it's more than a dozen links now. We're not going to try and get into all of them. That would just take too terribly long. I've got them up there for your reference purposes. But there's some relationship there, and more important than what's going on with these, there's some economic effects from the Volkswagen scandal that we need to talk about. But the climate part of this, we're going to see even worse stuff coming. There's a meeting in Paris. I believe it starts November 5th, runs through December 30th. So Happy New Year. They're going to try and get us all new mandatory regulations to enforce the climate change goals. So that's what we need to keep our eyes on. And good luck at stopping our dictator from imposing these. And the first link there that's titled Good Question, I just threw up. And the question is, who is more guilty of deceiving the public with their exaggerated positive environmental impact? And there's two icons. One is VW, the other is the White House. And I think that kind of sums up what we're dealing with. The first three links after that talks about the Pope's visit and what the UN is doing. We've talked about, and you've had other guests talk about Agenda 21. That's not to be done by the end of the 21st century. And they've got the new Agenda 2030 Sustainable Development Plan. So you'll see SD, or Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, publicized. And the first one kind of translates it into a bit about what the goals are about. But even goal one, end poverty in all of its forms everywhere. LBJ, did that for the United States back in 1965 or thereabouts. So here we are 50 years later, and we haven't even been able to accomplish that in the United States, and we've bankrupted the country at the same time. So, it's ludicrous there. But as you get into all the different goals, it's all about imposing GMOs, imposing vaccinations, Codex Alimentarius, Common Core. It's all bad.
So, John, I'll tell you what I heard from our son who went to a farm festival over the weekend about old farm tractors. Now, I don't know all the details, but I'll share with you what I learned when we come back.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
Patriotnecklace.com?
Patriotnecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from patriotnecklace.com.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SAYAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com, the new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Thousands of people seeking home security get ripped off every day, and the home security industry wants you to believe that's your only option. They've got hordes of salesmen out there trying to scare you into signing one of their long-term contracts. You get stuck writing huge checks month after month with no way out. It's robbery by contract, and it can cost you thousands. But there's a better way to protect your home. Simply Safe Home Security. Simply Safe has no contracts. None. You'll get award-winning 24/7 protection. Security professionals watching over your home, ready to instantly send police to the rescue for just $14.99 per month. That's less than half what most companies charge. Protect your home the smart way. Visit simplysafedefense.com today for an exclusive 10% offer and get a free keychain remote worth $25. Only when you go to simplysafedefense.com. simplysafedefense.com.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
We've all heard the news stories. Another shooting. And they're getting worse. That's why Infidel Body Armor introduces Infidel Fridays. Exclusive 24-hour insider deals to save you money and possibly save your life. Make it a favorite when you log on to InfidelBodyArmor.com. Then be sure to visit each and every Infidel Friday to get special insider pricing, but for 24 hours only. That's InfidelBodyArmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
What would your life be like if you woke up each morning with new vitality, feeling better than you have in years, and you noticed a difference in your sleeping patterns, blood sugar levels, and had a sense of well-being overall? There's something that is changing thousands of people's lives, and you could be one of them. It's called Heart and Body Extract. Sharon Harris, co-creator of Heart and Body Extract, talks about the positive effects of Heart and Body Extract.
What happens with the formula Heart and Body Extract is it's giving the body the necessary vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and phytonutrients so the body will heal itself. And yes, the body does have the ability to balance blood pressure, balance cholesterol, clean and unclog the arteries. It can also work on balancing the circulation for diabetics. So the body is an amazing thing. It simply needs some help so it has the tools to heal itself.
Heart and Body Extract gets results. To order your 2-month supply, call now, toll free at 866-295-5305. Order online at hbextract.com.
So, John, our son attended this event, it was a farm fest, and it was required by the university where he attends, to learn more about the latest in farming techniques and so forth. And so that event was over the weekend, and he told his mom, Mrs. Finelli, my wife, that the plan is to prevent farmers from using older tractors because they pollute the air more. And so I started reading this article, and there's a group called the NRCS, which is the Natural Resources Conservation Service, Natural Resource Conservation Service of the United States Department of Agriculture. And it says helping, and I'll post this on the website during the next break, helping people help the land. Farewell old tractors. Hello clean air. So what they're doing is they're saying that they are going to have regulations and you will not be able to use your old tractor. You will not be able to use your old tractor. Now, these are tractors that were perfectly fine for use. These are the tractors without the computers. These are the tractors that just start right up. They're very simple in design, and they just work and work and work. And this article talks about this guy, this farmer, and he says, and here's the quote from the article, there was a lot of discussion about stricter air quality rules coming down over the next few years. I chose to start replacing my tractors early because I did not want to get caught needing to replace them all at once. So there's this air quality initiative. It's called the National Air Quality Initiative, NAQI. And agricultural producers, I guess that would be me, have the opportunity to apply for financial assistance to permanently destroy their in-use off-road farm equipment powered by uncontrolled Tier 0 emissions diesel engines and replace them with newer equipment powered with the cleanest emissions certified diesel engines available. You can get government assistance to help you pay for the trashing and the destruction of your old tractor, permanently destroy it, and get a new shiny tractor with assistance from the government. You know, I'm going exactly the opposite direction. I bought a 1974 Ford 3000 diesel tractor. It has no power steering. It's got nothing other than PTO, hydraulic lift arms in the back, and that's it. It doesn't have power steering. I mean, this is as basic a tractor as you can get. And I went that way because I did not want a tractor controlled by a computer that I'd have to have programmed and updated and by a dealer. I wanted to be able to do all the work on it myself. So I'm going the opposite direction, and other farmers are too. But I heard, and I can't say that this is absolutely for sure, but I heard this piece of a discussion about how we won't be able to use our old tractors, and we're going to if they're 15 years old or older. Heck, I don't have a tractor here that's anywhere near 15 years old. Mine are way older than that. And my cars and trucks are old too. And I have no intention of replacing them. None. And I think if farmers are naive enough to go for the cash for clunkers program, like destroying perfectly good vehicles, like our government had us do with farm tractors, we have lost our minds. This makes me angry. It really makes me angry. Now, what would an extraterrestrial think looking down on us saying, these guys are nuts? They're destroying perfectly good stuff and replacing it with equipment that has to be maintained by a dealer. And if they want to modify the software in the computer program on their computer controlled tractors, that would be a copyright violation, punishable by imprisonment. This is nuts. I don't want to do that. I don't want a computer controlled tractor, and I do not have one. John Ragan?
Maybe the tractor companies can license some technology from VW.
That's another thing. You're absolutely right. You know, John, I don't think that people are as angry with Volkswagen for exactly what they did so much as they're angry with the lying that Volkswagen did. You know, they trusted the integrity of Volkswagen. But
well, you can't really blame Volkswagen so much either as the government side of this.
I agree.
People should be cheering on Volkswagen for standing up and doing something against the EPA.
You mean, well, yeah, but I think they could have done it a different way instead of lying and cheating.
Well, the problem is that you have the EPA putting out these regulations that you just can't do with the physics and technology that we have today.
Right. So when the automakers say you will deliver a vehicle that gets X miles per gallon and it's unobtainable just because of physics, you can't legislate that. You can't cause these call for regulations that are unobtainable. So I think the easiest thing to do is to say, you know what? You're right. So you get Chrysler and Ford and General Motors to get together and say, you're absolutely right. We can't do it. We'd like to. We'd like to have these new clean air engines. We'd love to do it. We can't do it. So we're shutting down. We're closing our factories. All of them. Because we at General Motors and Ford and Chrysler have figured out that we can't do it. So we're all going to just shut down on Thursday. And then the screaming from the employees and the customers of those of those automakers' products, saying, wait a minute, no replacement parts? Are you kidding? The screams would be so loud that we would probably fix our government right then and there just by that. So I think that the decision, if I were in charge, that's what I would do. I'd say, you're right, we can't do it. Just like I did with the meetup. You're right. You have a right to have a cell phone. Go ahead. But I'm not coming back. That's, I guess that's, so you're going to take your ball and go home? Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't think, we need to learn how to say no. And I think the auto manufacturers could have said no. Are you government engineers nuts? We can't do this. Tell you what, you show us how to do it. Show us how we can engineer these cars, because we can't figure it out. Now, we're in the business, and we've been in the business for well over 100 years, and we still can't figure it out. So you government bureau rats, you know how to do it, right? Show us how. We're all ears. Let's see. Michael in New York, welcome.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Real quick, guys. On that topic, and that last comment, Vincent, that's exactly it. But what they should have done was say, okay, we'll meet those standards with no problem. And here's how we're going to do it. With this technology, again, remember the Pogue carburetor from the 1930s by the Canadian inventor, 200 miles to the gallon. In order to meet those standards, you have to have fuel efficiency, which these dirtbags refuse to let these manufacturers have. So we all have gas-guzzling rust buckets that ultimately have to be replaced as well as constantly fueled up. And so Volkswagen, like these other outfits, should have said, okay, no problem. And here we met the standards. And then, of course, they'll get the harassment by these dirtbags saying, you can't use that technology. You can't release that to the public. And they say, of course we can. We are. Here it is. We're meeting your standards. And that would have finally brought us to that threshold of these options in technology, not even alternative. It's still, gasoline guzzlers to some degree, but with way better efficiency. And that way they could have advanced this, to the public. And, that was a really good opportunity for them to do that rather than just play their game. And
how about when Barry wants to go play golf? How many vehicles, how many airplanes, how many helicopters does it take for him to go play golf? How about Barry backing off and saying, you know what, I'll just take my economy car and I'll save some fuel and I'll show you guys. I'll lead by example. How about that? No.
Never see that.
Never see that, okay? And when he flies someplace in Air Force One and he has an entourage of 500 more people, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And when the Pope comes to Pennsylvania and they shut down Philadelphia, they shut it down because the Pope's here? Come on. What?
And that just brings to mind the other factor with these dirtbags is the cost to the taxpayer. Every time Obama and his transgender wife Mitchell go on vacation, it's $5 million a pop on the U.S. taxpayer, but that's all okay too. But, the technology's there for fuel efficiency. I remember back in the 80s when I was still at IBM and R&D, and I had some contacts with some Ford engineers. And they were saying, we can increase fuel capacity with no problem without changing anything on the weight of the vehicle or anything. Of course, it's the Pogue type of carburetor. And, but of course, we can't do that. Why can't you do it? Well, they won't let us do it. Who won't let you do it? Well, those that control the company. And who are they? Well, that brings us right back to the same dirtbags every time.
Michael, thank you so much for calling in. Michael always brings fresh perspective to what we talk about here at USA Prepares. Captain John Ragan and I'll be right back. Hey, John, what are we going to talk about when we get back?
I'm going to try and finish up cleaning the air section so we can get into all the other things next hour.
Okay. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at patriotnecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of slingbow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX or my website, danpilla.com.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common-sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
My name is Dell, and I live in El Cajon, California. I was concerned about my cholesterol readings because I knew that high cholesterol is related to clogging of the arteries and increases the risk for heart attack and stroke. One day, I heard an ad for Heart and Body Extract, and I was skeptical, but I decided to give it a try. Man, the numbers don't lie.
Learn the secrets of an effective, natural, 100% organic nutritional supplement for a healthy heart and circulation at hbextract.com.
I just can't stand this. So I have to just say a few more words about it. So I'm reading this article. I'm trying to post it on the website. I didn't finish it yet, but it says, and it's a 2014 article. It says, since 2009, NRCS California has invested. They've invested. Let me say it a different way. Invested more than $100 million in helping farmers replace more than 1,900 old polluting tractors by destroying their old engines. The environment receives the assurance that old polluting engines won't reappear somewhere down the road. This is the equivalent of removing more than 760,000 cars from California roads. There's an image on this post by the USDA. They show a tractor just like Mrs. Finelli's, except the front tires are way, way better condition. It's a Case International tractor. Looks like it's got a perfect exhaust system. It looks like the body's perfect. Looks like the rear tires might need to be replaced, but it looks like they're still serviceable. It has front weights on it, that probably 5 or 6 weights that I would pay $100 a piece to get, to keep the front end down on the ground when you put a heavy load on the back. They've got this thing picked up by a claw. They're destroying it. It's got body parts. It's got a radiator. It's got an alternator. It's got an engine that works. But they're going to drill. It says after old inefficient tractors are turned in for destruction. After old inefficient tractors are turned in for destruction through the NAQI program, the engines are drilled through and all components are crushed. Do you think that there might be a use for the bearings, the hubs, the axles, the alternators, the batteries, the gearboxes, the transmissions, the clutch, the seats, the exhaust system, the manifolds, the lights, the fenders, the roll bars, the canopies? Do you think there might be use for those by someone else who might need them, like maybe me and people like me who would prefer to save money and not spend it on a new tractor or new tractor parts? No. Now, this isn't, when you see this image, you just won't believe this tractor that they've picked up with this claw and they're just putting it in the crusher. This is a sin. I am so angry I can't stand it, John.
It's all part of the agenda. And speaking of that agenda, the estimated cost is $3 trillion a year. And, it's where the heck are they going to find a country that can even afford that anymore? We're broke. Europe's broke. China's, well, they put their money into gold while everybody else goes broke. And the point is, I think we shouldn't even pay attention that much to it, because the financial collapse and probably war is going to happen long before Agenda 2030 gets put into play. It's not that we shouldn't, push back on it, but I don't think it should be our top concern. And looking at some of the absurdity in this Volkswagen scandal, Volkswagen gets a fine 20 times higher than GM's, and GM killed 174 people. And the last link there, OBD3, could very well just belong under SpyTech. The plans to upgrade the diagnostic port to include even more control over us. And that's what the agenda is. If we're not killed off, it's about, SpyTech and control.
Yeah, there's a connector on your vehicles, if they're within the last 20 years or so, maybe even older than that. It's called Onboard Diagnostics, OBD. And there was OBD1 and then OBD2, and now John's talking about OBD, Onboard Diagnostics 3. And I assume that includes all the features of acceleration rates, how you drive, so that we can make sure that you're in the right insurance category. and we can monitor your behavior. We'll be right back after top of the hour news. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked, hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Captain John Ragan's with us. Captain John Ragan, where do you want to start?
One of the other big pieces of news was the employment report that came out Friday. And I'm going to pick up with the third article, the jobs disaster, and basically put that through the end of the employment section into one discussion group. They said that we added 142,000 jobs last month. That's the best lie they could come up with. Way below what was expected. It's not near enough to keep up with growth, but again, they took more people out of the labor force, over 500,000, so that unemployment did not go up. And
John,
they revised. Yes.
If I may interrupt for just a second, I'd like to just put an exclamation point on that. Mike Parsons and I were in the truck in Kansas City, and we drove about 4 miles along this strip where there are these really large, newish buildings. I'm thinking maybe 10 years old on average, for lease, for sale. Empty building after empty building after empty building. I'm talking buildings the size of Walmart supercenters. Parking lots about the size of Walmart supercenters. And smaller buildings, smaller buildings the size of a regular Walmart. These buildings were magnificent looking structures. Empty, 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 one after the next after the next. It was like miles of it. Miles of empty buildings. And I looked at Mike as I was driving. I said, Mike, like, who would be able to use these buildings? Who would be able to use these buildings? The only thing that we could think of was that you could turn them into a school. I mean, a large, large school. Some of these buildings have been turned into churches. Now, I remember when churches weren't made out of styrofoam stucco. I remember when they're made out of stone, with steeples. These are commercial buildings. And we saw one that was turned into a church. Just wanted to share with you that we're going down. And there's more and more anecdotal evidence everywhere we look. So when we hear the job numbers are good, nonsense. Absolute nonsense, in my opinion.
Well, these reports aren't even good. And one thing the mainstream media doesn't do is talk about the revisions. August was revised from 173, which really wasn't all that great, down to 136,000. The labor participation rate back to October 1977 levels, 579,000 added. We now have a record 94.6 million not in the labor force. In the time frame since December 2007, which was before the crisis was admitted to start, the U.S. has added 3 times as many foreign-born workers than native-born. They've also added more part-time jobs than full-time. We've lost 185,000 full-time, gained 53,000 part-time. Foreign-born workers up 14 million, native-born down 262 million. We just need more immigrants, because, we don't have any Americans needing work. We've got 21,000 waiters added, 9,000 manufacturing jobs lost. We've got, since this business cycle started, we haven't added a single manufacturing job this year.
John,
yeah.
Can you say that one more time? I heard you. I heard you say we haven't added a single manufacturing job
this year. For 2015 year to date, we are negative on manufacturing jobs.
It's a national disgrace.
And I wish I had thought up this headline. There's not enough lipstick in the world to pretty up this pig. It is bad. And there's even a chart there that compares the current unemployment rate to what the employment rate was in the Depression. And, really we're there once you take all the lies out.
But there were people lined up wearing suits. I stayed at a hotel with Matt Stein, Dr. Richard Allen Miller, Mike Parsons, and Mike and I were having a cup of coffee in the lobby, and we were watching. Now this was a nice hotel. I mean, it wasn't top of the line, but it's very, very nice. It wasn't wasting money. I think I hopped in a room that was already Matt Stein had the room, and Mike and I shared the room with Matt. So, but I think the room was about $80. Well, Mike Parsons and I were having coffee in the lobby, and we're watching people get off this elevator. And people were going to breakfast in pajamas, flip-flops, spandex. And it seemed like, what in the heck happened? How do we get to the point where we go out to breakfast at a hotel restaurant in pajamas? It's just one more piece of anecdotal evidence about how little we care about everyone around us. Believe it or not, I really don't want to see people in their pajamas.
You probably should at least be glad that they put something on.
Well, I mean, some of these girls look like they didn't put anything on, but that it was sprayed on. I mean, it couldn't have been any tighter. I mean, it would be like, Victoria. She doesn't have any secrets, right? Yeah. It was unbelievable. It was disgraceful. In my opinion, it was disgraceful. And I saw things that I didn't understand. In the men's room, they have, and this wasn't just one men's room, but this was at the hotel and the complex, even the convention center. They have this paper towel trash can. And it seems like it's really hard to actually make a basket there. It's hard to get that wadded up piece of paper towel all the way into the trash can. It's really hard for some people to do that. So paper towels on the floor. What's with people? Do they not see that they didn't place it in the trash can? Do they think that the rest of us want to walk through that? Do they think it is incumbent upon them to spray the toilet seats? Do they think that we appreciate that? I certainly don't. So why don't we behave like decent people? And why don't we think, you know what? Why don't we leave it at least as good or better than we found it? So let's have USA Prepares set the standard. We'll set the standard. We'll lead by example. Back to you.
How about some spy tech and control?
No. You want to put me over the edge today.
We've talked about the Internet of Things, and it's really about the Internet of everything. The first link, tracking the flow. Technology, smart menstrual cup syncs with a phone to track the flow and length of a woman's cycle. And of course, they plan on tracking everything that goes on, whether you're male, female, or however they're categorized nowadays. It's all a matter of national security because healthcare is a matter of national security.
I'm reading, John, I'm just going to read this. I am going to read this. Class, forgive me. These are not my words. This is in the article on the Daily Mail. And it just got reset. Isn't that something? It just got reset. Okay, let me see if I can get back to it. Okay, here we go. Quote, forget tampons. Tackle your period with technology. Smart menstrual cup syncs with a phone to track the flow and length of a woman's cycle. The Loon Cup was designed by San Francisco-based Loon Labs. It syncs with a phone or Apple Watch over Bluetooth to reveal vital stats. These include how full the cup is. Oh, I can't read anymore. I can't read anymore. But you have to wonder if this is a spoof. You have to wonder if this is a spoof. But I don't know. I don't know if it's a spoof or real. Because back in 1980, we sent out a press release that at least that was a spoof, and it got picked up by news outlets. And it was Bert Bertonis and I did that back in 1980. We said that we invented something. It was actually, we alleged that we invented it. And it was a perfect spoof for April Fools and got picked up. I wonder if this is one of those spoofs. John Ragan, I'll be right back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
With the many stock market ups and downs over these last few weeks, many people are asking themselves, are they doing the right thing? Do they have the right financial plan in place? Here's the real question. You should be asking yourself, do you have the right financial professional in place? Well, my friend Rocky DeFrancisco, attorney and founder of the Wealth Preservation Institute, has authored a new book called Bad Advisors, How to Identify Them and How to Avoid Them. In this book, you'll identify financial planners who are forbidden by their broker-dealers from giving you the best advice. You'll understand why most CPAs, EAs, and accountants don't even provide proactive advice to help you save for your taxes. And of course, you're going to identify insurance agents who are forbidden from selling you the best products available in the marketplace. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. It's only your retirement dollars. And for a limited time, we're going to give you the free ebook version of this book, Bad Advisors, How to Identify Them, How to Avoid Them. Call right now, 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take control of your financial lives today.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market, the gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
KDArmor.com is your one-stop shop for the most affordable body armor, period. With packages starting at $169.99 and free shipping on every order. Why would you go anywhere else? KD offers soft armor and rifle threat rated armor up to level 4. Go to KDArmor.com and get your body armor today while you still can. Mention this ad and receive a free water purification kit for a limited time with any body armor package. Go to KDArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it.
Captain John Ragan's with us. TheFinancialStateOfTheUnion.com. John, if we want to like your Facebook page, where do we go?
If you go to my website, there's an icon in the upper right, the Facebook icon. If you just click there, it will take you to my Facebook page, The Financial State of the Union, and you can just click like, and I would appreciate it because I do want to start spreading the word come the State of the Union time, and the more likes I can have on social media, the more likely I'll be able to get into more mainstream media.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, let's see if this pushes a button or not. Carbon climate. IBM has come up with a carbon nanotube technology that could lead to ultra-fast artificial intelligence brain chips. They're saying that they can have this within the decade. Just what we need is smaller, faster computers. And if you go with the third article there, which talks about one of the Google execs, with robots in our brains, we'll be godlike. We'll be funnier, sexier, and more loving, because that's what artificial intelligence can do for you. And
you're talking about Ray Kurzweil?
Yes.
I think I'm going to put a link so you can see images of Ray Kurzweil. I'm sure you're going to want to look just like him. I'll put them up. It's kind of like saying, Alan Greenspan, I want to look like him.
And maybe you can understand why he wants to upload his consciousness to a computer.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll put that link up during the next break. John, computers are everywhere, and I'm going to say something that probably will get me in trouble. So over the weekend, I saw a couple cops, and they had all the accoutrements that they need to be an army of one or an army of two, including wearing their phone in like a holster so that their phone, camera facing forward, can record everything that's going on. Now, I can't say that this happened, but I can say everything was in place for it to happen. The camera on this one cop that I saw at the prepper show was worn on the front belt, on the right-hand side. So it hung down just below the belt. Now, let's say you're at a convention and you're sitting behind your booth, and this cop walks up to your table and then walks up to the next table and the next table and the next table and says, "That's a pretty cool knife you got there. How's it work? Is that Damascus?" Then he goes and says, "That's a pretty neat water filter. How does that work? And that's a pretty neat tent. How does that work?" And this goes from table to table to table. He has literally the capability of videoing the entire walk and getting images of everything and everybody behind their table at their booth. And then I saw him sitting down, and anybody who would come up to him, his camera was aimed at their face. I'll bet that particular cop thinks this is, a good thing to do. So I want our class to be mindful of the technologies that are being used, who's using them, and think about what they can be used for. I find it outrageous. The more I see this, the less I want to be in public. No kidding. We'll be right back.
Okay, open your mouth and say ah.
Ah.
When your child has a sore throat, you need to know when to get help. The doctor recommended Say Ah Sore Throat Exam is your solution. The scientifically designed oral retractor offers a clear view of the throat, relaxing the tongue and minimizing gag reflex. Compare with a medical grade chart, website, and app. Then you'll know just what to tell your doctor. A wellness plan in your hands in minutes. Go to SayAHHnow.com. SayAhNow.com. The new mainstay for every family's first aid kit.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
At 30dayfoodsupply.com, we get a lot of questions, and here are some of the answers. Our products are naturally low in salt, a quarter of many others, at $6.77 per pound dehydrated weight, or 277 calories per dollar. We're one of the least expensive in the industry. Everything is non-GMO and MSG-free. We gladly make free substitutions. Most orders ship the next business day. $99 is our everyday price at both 800-700-2184 and 30dayfoodsupply.com. Our meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and we put a high value on your privacy, and we never use high-pressure sales. Everything is packaged and shipped from our plant in Southern Oregon. Call 800-700-2184 and purchase our 30-day, 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99, and $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit the website, 30dayfoodsupply.com, or call 800-700-2184, 30dayfoodsupply.com.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Sciatica, lower back pain, hip pain, poor posture. If you suffer from any of these problems, get ready to relax. Introducing an amazing product that's been in the market for over 25 years, the Sacro Wedgie. It was invented by a football coach using a common-sense osteopath technique. He created this device to help his athletes by isolating and supporting the sacrum, which is the keystone of our anatomy. This wedge-shaped bone is in the center of our hips, where a lot of pain starts. Simply relax 20 minutes daily on the amazingly simple Sacro Wedgie and let gravity do the work, helping muscles rebalance and start releasing nerves. Sit in the Sacro Wedgie at the computer or while traveling to help correct posture to finally help relieve those stubborn aches and pains for only $33.95. It's made in the USA, so click the family-owned website at sacrowedgie.com, spelled SACROWEDGY.com, or call 1-800-737-9295. That's 1-800-737-9295. Relax your back pain away with the Sacro Wedgie.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
Leave it alone. It'll come back around. Does that sound familiar? Most financial professionals are telling their clients that very thing. Don't panic. The stock market goes up. The stock market goes down. The real question you should be asking your financial professional is, do I have an exit strategy so I don't see a repeat of 2008? Look, friends, right now there are rumors circulating by many economists and self-proclaimed financial gurus that something significant could happen in September. I feel it's incumbent to warn you and help you at the same time. My friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute have a free report on how you can have an exit strategy. It's called How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your Savings, Retirement, 401ks, IRAs, and Income. Don't hesitate. Don't wait for another 2008. Call right now, 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929 for that free report, How to Survive an Upcoming Economic Collapse.
Captain John Ragan's with us. And I was thinking about this camera, John, this technology that's been used by the police. So this has a camera that doesn't photograph the cop. It only photographs the person the cop is facing or whatever the cop is facing. And it can be turned on very, very easily. So I actually object to this secret recording of We the Villagers. I absolutely do. Please continue.
Before we totally run out of time, I just want to mention I've got a link in the preparedness section called Butcher a Brisket, and this is something I'm going to try next time brisket goes on sale. I've never bought one because that is a lot of meat for two people. And this article talks about how you can slice that up to create 7 meals, and I'm going to give it a try, and it's something that might interest you as well. So I'm going to move back to control, battle on extremists. You know, I've talked about events like Ferguson and Baltimore and how the administration planned to use that to take over the state and local police. Well, guess what? It's even worse than that. Obama administration and United Nations announced global police force to fight extremism in the United States. And of course, extremists means people that believe in the Constitution, the Bible, they support guns, they don't like homosexuality, you know, just little things like that.
John, you talking about us?
If you're listening to this show, you're on the list.
Okay. Well, it's nice to be appreciated.
I've also got a link under Fukushima. Anyone available to research? I've been following these posts for a while, and I haven't been sharing them because I don't have independent confirmation about the data that he provides. But in what he's showing, this week's report says there's 33 cities with over 1,000 counts per minute in the United States. And Kansas City, Kansas was number 4 on the list for that week. So you may have just stepped in it without knowing. Billings, Montana topped the list.
John, I reported that during one of our seminars. And I asked, first of all, I asked everybody to turn their cell phones off. And of course, not everybody does. Okay. And that's another problem for me. I would consider that, I don't want to use the word respect, but I can't think of another word. You know, if you're in somebody's house and they say, listen, I'd appreciate it if you didn't bring your cell phone in, and people bring them in anyway, I would say that's a lack of respect for, you know, being a guest in somebody's house. And I asked for people to turn off their cell phones, and some actually just didn't do it. But I asked for a volunteer to turn back on a cell phone and just go to netc.com. And they said, wow, we are in the middle of a lot of radiation. And we talked about the, that's minute by minute radiation in the United States, netc.com. You can look at it right now, and it'll tell you where the radiation levels are in your neighborhood. And it was high. You're absolutely right. So we did talk about it, and we talked about it while we were there. And of course, we don't know when it's going to be high, when we go to an area. And, all the more reason why I want to stay hunkered down and at the farm, windows closed, that kind of thing.
Well, what really disturbed me about this report, it says there was an unacknowledged nuclear event that happened in the upper Midwest of the United States in September. And there's basically a radioactive wave that's spread outwards hundreds of miles across our heartland here. And if there's anybody that has...
John, I reported that I heard this explosion. Boom. I reported it on the air. and no one knew where it was coming from. And wow. All right, so class, you're hearing this. You're hearing this. This live. Okay, give me just 1 second. I'm looking. Okay.
Well, while you're looking, let me just say that if there's anybody out there that has the time and a little bit of knowledge about radiation, and you can look into this, it would really be nice to get a report on this.
Well, my civil defense meter, this survey meter that I bought from Craig Douglas at our expo many years ago, is absolutely positively pegged maximum scale. Now, either there's something wrong with this meter, but it is now pegged. And I did hear this explosion, and I did announce it on the air that I heard this explosion, and I wasn't the only one that heard this. Now, I don't know how close it was to us, but it shook the farmhouse. And I mentioned that it's kind of like when you watch television, you see the chandeliers, rattling. Well, the monitors, I have 5 monitors in front of me, and they're on these pedestals, and they were all shaking. So, yes, if you have any information about this, and this was maybe a week and a half ago, if you have any information about this, please contact us at usaprepares.com or call me directly, 417-462-1105, 417-462-1105. That's my direct number. Please continue.
Yeah, I've talked about how we're really in the middle of World War III already. The financial part, the other stuff that's happening in the Middle East. And then we also had Russia going into Syria this past week. There's been so much news. And one of the articles that came across that I found disturbing is that Putin has now signed a decree drafting 150,000 conscripts into the Russian military. That is a huge number. And, when I was, I remember when I first went to the Air Force, this is the middle of the Cold War, went to Scott Air Force Base, my first assignment. We had a grand total of 10,000 employees on base, and 6,500 of those were military. So if you think about Scott, which is a pretty good sized base, having 6,500, 150,000, that is a lot of people. So I wanted to bring that up for your attention. Man, where do I go from here? If you go up to the health section, a couple of things I want to mention. One is I talked about briefly. Our government says dozens of deaths are likely from the Volkswagen pollution dodge. Of course, you can never prove that. That's all part of this climate change nonsense. And the last link in the health section, get your info quickly. The FDA has sent warning letters to Young Living and doTERRA, which if you've been to an expo, you've probably been exposed to essential oils.
Yeah, yesterday and the day before.
And if you want to get information on what the essential oils can do for you, you better track that down and get it now, because these companies and their representatives are not going to be able to share that with you. Much like supplements, you have to find out that information on your own, because the FDA doesn't allow us to be informed. Now, on the other hand, they're very happy for you to take pharmaceuticals, which kill 128,000. But
John, how are they going to prevent this information dissemination? Are they saying that you can't talk about the health benefits of essential oils in posts on the internet or on the radio? What are they saying?
Basically, you can't make medical claims or health claims about the products the same way as you can't make health claims about, food or supplements, things of that nature. And if you even if you think you're in a safe one-on-one setting, if you don't know the person, they could be one of those see something, say something people.
I remember when if you were bright, you could get a job, and if you weren't very bright, you could work for the government. And those are the guys who are telling us what to do. The other guys. I'm really frustrated.
Down in the bigger picture.
I'm really frustrated. John, I'm wondering how much longer I'm going to want to do this. I really am. I mean, who are these people telling us that if we're Christian, if we support the Second Amendment, if we want alternative health, that we are suspect and we are the enemy? Who are these people? They're evil. They're defective. And I'm thinking about, as you say this, I'm thinking about Dr. Norman Shealy, senior USA preparedness instructor, who has had numerous studies with his essential oils. I've been there. I've tried them. I see them. I see what it does for me. I see what it does for other people. And for him not to be able to say as a medical doctor that this formula has these benefits is outrageous. It's outrageous. But go ahead and take your statins, right? Go ahead and take them. Okay. We're going into a commercial break, and this is the last commercial break of the broadcast for today. John Ragan, I'll be right back. TheFinancialStateOfTheUnion.com. TheFinancialStateOfTheUnion.com. And please consider liking John Ragan on his Facebook page. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
No way. Is that a real bullet necklace?
No, it's a 9mm bullet necklace with matching earrings, you'll notice.
Those are awesome. Where'd you get them?
Dave found them at PatriotNecklace.com.
Wow.
They have a variety of calibers and necklaces and earrings and keychains.
PatriotNecklace.com?
PatriotNecklace.com.
Your choice of caliber bullet includes a rugged American-made stainless steel dog tag chain. A percentage of every sale goes to military and service-related charities. And get a discount by entering GCN at checkout. Show your patriotism and support our troops with a bullet necklace from PatriotNecklace.com.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Did you know that select musical tones have the power to heal? By listening to 7 amazing songs that contain these tones, you can experience the power of music therapy.
I used to work in a pretty stressful atmosphere, but I started using the whole tones in the office, and I'm experiencing more focus, motivation, peace, and better relationships.
WholeTones99.com is a unique music therapy program featuring 7 secret ancient healing frequencies uncovered in the music of King David. Now you too can unlock the healing secrets of the Bible, as we are offering a free sample of this music so that you can discover their power to heal, relieve stress, and break negative cycles.
I use the tones to calm my 5, 3, and 2-year-olds to stop the fighting, and it works.
Now you can experience the healing music therapy in the comfort of your own home or office. Visit WholeTones99.com and get a free song. Visit WHOLETones99.com today for your free song. That's WholeTones99.com. WholeTones99.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.
The human body is more than 60% water. Your brain and muscles are 75% water. And your blood is 92% water. Water's vital to your body, and alkalizing your water is the key to keep it running at its best. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops keep your entire body healthy, boosts energy, promotes weight loss, and even fights cancer. Call 800-518-7615 or go to alkavision.com to find out more. That's ALKAvision.com.
Class John Ragan's with us, and I suggest you go to netc.com. netc.com. And make that one of your favorites so that you can look at the radiation alerts in your area. And we have, United States is really lit up. And it has RADCON 1, RADCON 2, RADCON 3, and RADCON 4 alerts right now. Right now. Michigan is the highest level of radiation alert in the United States. But, you know, just under that, we have other states that have plenty of radiation. Well, you know, Michigan and Nebraska and Kansas and Louisiana and Florida, Arizona, Utah, Idaho. Those are the high levels, in addition to Michigan being even higher. We've got Kyle in Montana. Welcome.
Good morning, guys. I just had a couple of quick questions for John. One, John, when you get into the numbers of the employment and all that stuff, what does it mean, or what does it directly mean when they say seasonally adjusted? And then the other thing I was going to ask you is, when you say they have 150 conscripts from the Russians, is that like draftees that they are? Is that like draftees that they're just putting into the military?
150,000 draftees. Yes, it is.
Okay. And do you know what that seasonally adjusted thing means? Is that another way for them to lie to us, or what is it?
Well, in standard statistics, you try to smooth out the data so you can get a trend line. And an example with employment, when the summer season starts, at least the way it used to be, kids would get a part-time job during the summer, which would drive up employment in May, and then they'd quit those jobs in August to go back to school. And the adjustment on that is to take the noise out of there for being able to draw a trend line. Same thing with retail sales. Retailers get a big boost at Christmas. So if you just looked at the raw data, you'd see that big amount of sales in December as opposed to less during the rest of the year. So it will adjust that so you can better compare. However, the government is not just doing the normal statistical seasonal adjustments. They're doing things called residual seasonal adjustments with like GDP because they can't get the answers that they want. So in statistics, it is a valid way of presenting data seasonally adjusted, but in order to really do an analysis of the data, you first need to look at the non-seasonally adjusted data. And I'm not sure I can give a better answer in the time we got.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Great show, Vince. I always appreciate when you have John on. He's great.
Well, thank you so much, Kyle. Kyle in Montana. Okay, John Ragan, what's next?
Just want to see if I can mention three things real quick here. One, in the financial section, I just want to point out another signpost. We have some Chinese commodity companies, more than half, can't pay interest on their debt. That's serious, and it's commodity companies, meaning people and economies need what these companies have. So to me, this is a sign that we can be seeing big consolidation, monopolies, and maybe even government-owned monopolies. And we'll have to save the shooter information for next week.
Great. Thanks so much, John Ragan. Meet up tonight at Jimmy's Egg, 4:45 to 8 p.m. Silent Night will be there. And he's going to be talking about cannibalism in America. We're eating each other. And he'll tell us more about it at the meetup tonight. So that's Jimmy's Egg, 4:45 to 8 p.m. on Battlefield in Springfield. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and bad tweets can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? Reputation.com can protect your good name. Get a free consultation now at 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from Reputation.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771.